it's Christy with Cottage Grove Quilt Company. Thank you for joining me today in my studio. Hello! So I wanted to talk to you today about Quilts of Valor, better known as QOV. And you may wonder, what's Quilts of Valor and what's QOV and why do I need to know? Well, I'm glad you asked. Quilts of Valor is a wonderful organization within the quilting community. Quilts of Valor's mission is to wrap a quilt that someone has made around the shoulders of every veteran, past, present, and future. So that means if you have a loved one who has served in the armed forces, either in the past, presently servicing in the armed forces, or someone, are going into the armed forces. So their mission is really an act of charity and an act of love. So what you do as a Quilts of Valor participant is you can either make various blocks and drop them off at your Quilts of Valor donations location in your region, or what you can do is make a Quilt of Valor quilt. Now, why is it important to do this? Our veterans have done so much, and it's just another way for us to show our love for them and the love for our country that we have. And so, how do we go about doing this? Well, in our shop, we actually have occasionally Quilts of Valor sew-in days. In your area, that may be something as an option, or if you don't have a shop near you or a guild that you're involved with, you can certainly go to the Quilt of Valor Foundation on the internet, download their free pattern for the year, and go ahead and make a quilt and then donate it to the Quilts of Valor organization. And they have all of that information on their website, quiltsofvalor.org. And it's a wonderful, wonderful organization. I had the opportunity several years ago to be a part of several Quilts of Valor programs, but the one that got me the most was the one that I was doing the emceeing for. And I got to go to the local VFW hall and take this quilt and wrap it around a past Vietnam veteran soldier's shoulders. And it just meant so much to him that somebody took the time to love him enough to make a quilt for him that may or may not have even known him. And it just meant so much for him and his family to be part of that ceremony. And it just really showed such care and concern and appreciation for all the things they've done. Now, as far as, how to make it, what to make it, we use a lot of patriotic fabric for ours here. Not, anything too overdone. Some deal with a lot of post-traumatic stress issues. So, we have to be cognizant of those things. I've even said things, pretty fabric that is kind of more homey, decorative, seasonal patriotic fabric, like the new line from Riley Blake called American Dream, is perfect for our Quilts of Valor for some of our female veterans. It's got a little more femininity to it. So, just kind of, if you go to the Quilts of Valor page and just kind of look, you can really get a lot of great ideas. It doesn't necessarily have to be a flag, doesn't, necessarily have to be the red, white, and blue. We've done a lot of them with panels to start with. We've done a lot with the floating star block. So you have a square that's a 12-inch square and a floating star block, and you do 3 across, 4 down, and you sash it, and you've got a great little quilt. Now, if you've made one and you don't want to pay to have it long armed, but you would like it long armed, there are long armors that volunteer their time specifically just for Quilts of Valor. I did it for a number of years, to where people would send me from all over. 2 quilts a month was my commitment, and I would long arm them at no cost. We didn't charge for it, period. And so that was something that several long armors have committed to do, is say, hey, we'll do so many quilts a month, and they do them at no cost, and you just send them your top, and they send you back the finished quilt. It's really nice. And then you're responsible for the binding. So a lot of good things can be done in this organization. It's a really great organization to get involved in. If you're at any of the American Quilter Society quilt shows coming up this spring and summer, Quilts of Valor most likely will have a booth there. They typically do. And you need to check them out and see if it's something you would like to be a part of. I would really encourage you to do it because it's just a great organization. And believe it or not, they have donated over 200,000 quilts to soldiers. And it has meant so much to those soldiers and their family members. So look them up, Quilts of Valor, and they're a great thing to be a part of. Thank you. Have a great day.